Hey, One Punch Man fans, this is Chris Bolts, and I'm coming in with an episode recap and review of season. So far, in episode 1, this opening theme has more animation than the entirety of episode 1. Episode 1 has just been a colossal disappointment. The anime opens up with just these old men sitting around the table just talking. That's it. They're just talking. And when we're talking about that, you just saw right here the chibiness of the character. The chibiness of these characters would work if the rest of the animation of the anime is superb or top notch. We all know that the Japanese love to go in there and do chibi versions of their characters, but the chibi versions of the characters only work if the rest of the anime has really good animation and really has drawn the character in. But when you do chibi animations like that of these characters, and let me go ahead and fast forward to this girl right here. There's going to be a chibi version of her here in just a minute. Before we do actually go, I want to talk about this character right here. This would be a really good instance of where there could be really good animation, but there isn't. This character has this big giant lollipop in his mouth. How in the world does that lollipop stay in his mouth for such a long period of time when it's outsized relative to the size of his mouth? It would be cool if every now and then, as he's manipulating these joysticks, and that's the only type of animation that's happening right here, is him just maneuvering those joysticks. You see right there how he's maneuvering them. If he just reached over and grabbed the lollipop to keep it centered, keep it adjusted in his mouth, but he doesn't do that. He keeps on manipulating. If this was better animation, that thing would be okay, but we don't have good animation. We just have nothing. It's just little boop bop boop bop boop bop with the movement of the hands. Nothing's going on here. It's like a giant PowerPoint presentation. And then we're going to go ahead and fast forward to this character right here. And she's talking. It's going to switch over to the, actually, let me go back just a little bit. I got news for you. Saitama does not appear in this animation until right about the 11-minute mark. Let me go ahead and just keep fast forwarding it here. Right here. This is the first time Saitama appears. Right around 11 minutes into, almost 12 minutes into the animation, or lack thereof. Or his hero costume. He's sitting around, hanging around with the boys, doing nothing, playing a video game, having chumming it up and all that. And the reason why we're even at this scene is because apparently the base for the Blizzard Bunch, or whatever the group is called, it was destroyed, and that one green-haired sister decided to go ahead and try to make Saitama's house a temporary base and all that. And they're talking about how the Monster Association is on the move, is making moves, going around fighting heroes while they're all busy and all that. This is going to be the first time that Saitama actually dons his outfit. He has her little soliloquy about how she's left out in the dark about everything. We're going to switch over to Garo here in just a minute. Now, I want to go ahead and just pause it right there for a second, because remember I told you that Saitama had came in about the 2-minute mark, or at the 12-minute mark rather. He came in about 11 minutes 40 seconds, and then he left at about 16 minutes at the 16-minute mark. So he was only in his own anime for 4 minutes. He's not going to show up for the rest of this anime. The rest of this anime will now focus on Garo. I guess Garo is going to be a very central figure in season 3 compared to Saitama, but I would still think Saitama should still be featured prominently in his own episode, especially when we've been away from the character for almost 2.5 years, 3 years maybe. That's how long we've been away from this character and from One Punch Man as a property in total. We're gonna go right over here and start focusing on Garo. People like the look of the hard, dark lines being drawn around the characters versus the flat lines, I would agree. I like the dark lines more. It provides a really good contrast right here because it shows how flat the animation looks when it goes with these lighter lines and whatnot. And I keep saying the word animation because I guess that's what you got to describe an anime or a cartoon. But there's hardly any animation in this episode whatsoever. And in fact, there isn't that much that happened in this episode. I can break this down into 4 sections right here. Garo's getting ready to go in there, and he's going to spy on the monsters as they're doing their thing. And just going back here just a little bit, there was an old man that was worried about the fate of his son being kidnapped, and so he hired a bunch of goons to go in there and try to rescue his kid from the monsters. These are the people that are going to go over there and try to rescue his kid. It's just a poor episode altogether. So at the beginning right here, you got old men sitting around just talking. And sorry if you guys hear my dogs barking in the background. One of them gets so excited when my wife wakes up. They're talking about Garo and the Monster Association attacking people. They're trying to come up with a plan right here where this girl is to try to go and fight the Monster Association. Then we come over here. At this point right here, this kid is talking with this guy right here. They're still talking about the Monster Association. This guy, he gets to be let out of jail so he can go and fight the monsters that came in and kidnapped some prisoners to turn them into monsters for the sake of the Monster Association. And then I just showed you this scene right here. This big lip guy, if I could just get it out right on there, him. He sends those guys over to the Monster Association to try to save his son. They get captured, like I mentioned. We go right here. I told you earlier, this girl wants to turn Saitama's house into a temporary base of operations for heroes that have not been defeated by the Monster Association. We're in the Monster Association. You see right here, those goons that were hired by the big lip man. They're now sitting there trying to plead for their lives from the Monster Association. And Garo right here makes a deal with this guy to go and fight other heroes because they need heroes. And that's all that happened in the episode. And that's the end of it. And then we go ahead and just go to the ending. Let me go ahead and just show you the ending anime or opening theme, rather ending theme. I got that all mixed up. The beginning after the end looked like a masterpiece of animation and production. This is just bad. We've seen work from JC staff before. This right here is just an utter disappointment. It would have been preferable if they did not release this at all and just put it in the oven for another year or two. But what's done is done. I'm giving this episode a 3 out of 10. There is absolutely no excuse for this episode. Nothing really happened. There is no animation. And what is there is just boring. It is a travesty. I've seen better production than this. And I remember rewinding it back so you guys can see that opening people or any type of characters shown off in it. This right here, you could take that ending theme and you could attach it to any other anime and you'd be like, well, and you would be none the wiser. This could have been a slice of life anime that you just got finished watching. This could have been a sports life anime. This could have been a mech anime. This could have been a fantasy anime. This could have been an apocalypse anime. This could have been any other type of anime. But nope, this is what they chose to go along with for One Punch Man Season 3. 3 out of 10. We're in for a long season, fellas. We are in for a long season. But those are my thoughts on the issue. What do you guys think about One Punch Man Season 3 Episode 1? Did it live up to your expectations? Or are you utterly disappointed like I am? Whatever your thoughts, jump down in the comments and let me know what you think. And make sure you do like, share, subscribe, turn on those post notifications. All that stuff really does help me out. And remember, this is Chris Bolt signing off, and I will catch you guys in the next video. You take it easy.